slow. The phone interview lasted 37 minutes. When the call ended, Malik Johnson sat quietly at his kitchen table, staring at the cracked screen of his laptop. His heart was beating fast, not from nerves anymore, but from something close to relief. "You communicated that really well. That was a strong answer. I like how you think." Those words echoed in his head. Often people spoke to him like that during interviews. Usually, there was a pause. A change in tone. Politeness mixed with distance. Sometimes the call ended early. Sometimes it stretched on awkwardly before dying out. But this time felt different. 5 minutes later, an email arrived. Subject: Next steps, final interview. Malik smiled for the first time that morning. He forwarded the email to his mother with a single line. "Looks promising," she replied with prayer hands and a heart. For the next 2 weeks, Malik went through 3 more rounds. Phone. Zoom with camera off. Panel discussion, where his ideas were praised openly. One recruiter laughed and said, "You're honestly one of the best candidates we've had." Another said, "We're excited about you." By the 4th call, Malik stopped guarding his optimism. On the 5th, they scheduled the final interview. In person. The office building was glass and steel, rising clean and sharp against the city sky. Malik arrived early, dressed carefully. Navy blazer, crisp white shirt, no tie. Clean shoes, stood straight at the reception desk. "I'm here for an interview," he said calmly. The receptionist smiled automatically. "Name Malik Johnson." The smile faltered. Just a little. She glanced at her screen, then at him, then back again. "Have a seat. Someone will be with you shortly." 10 minutes passed. Then 15. White candidates walked in and were greeted warmly. Offered water. Guided inside. Malik remained seated. At 25 minutes, a woman finally approached. "Malik?" she asked, uncertain. "Yes." She didn't shake his hand. "This way." The interview room was smaller than he expected. 2 men and 1 woman sat inside, all white, all already seated. No introductions. "Let's begin," one of the men said, flipping open a folder. The energy was different. No warmth, no curiosity. There's questions Malik had already answered, sometimes word for word in earlier rounds. When he explained solutions, they nodded stiffly. One man checked his watch. The woman tapped her pen. Halfway through, one asked, "Can you handle pressure in a force-paced environment?" Malik paused. "You've already seen my work samples," he said carefully, "and my previous role required. We just want to hear it again," the man interrupted. Malik answered. They didn't smile. The interview ended in 15 minutes. "No, great to meet you." "No, we'll be in touch." Just a door opening. Outside. Malik stood in the hallway longer than necessary, replaying every second. What changed? The rejection email came the next morning. Generic. Polite. Cold. "While your qualifications are impressive, we've decided to move forward with other candidates." Malik stared at the screen. For hours. That night, he met his friend Aaron for coffee. Aaron listened quietly as Malik explained everything. Aaron leaned back. "Can I ask you something weird?" "Sure. What if we test it?" Malik frowned. "Tests?" "What?" "Your resume," Aaron said. "Same everything. Same experience. Same education. Same wording. And..." Aaron hesitated. "Change the name." Silence. Malik laughed once. Not because it was funny, but because it hurt how quickly it made sense. "No," Malik said. That's crazy! Aaron shrugged. Is it? 3 days later, Malik sent out the same resume, only this time the name read Michael Johnston. Within 48 hours, emails started coming in. Calls. Interview requests. One recruiter wrote, "Your profile really stood out." Malik felt sick. One company that had rejected Malik Johnson emailed Michael Johnston asking him to re-apply, claiming they missed his application earlier. Slow. The final blow came when the original company, the glass building, the cold interview called. "Hi, Michael. We'd love to invite you in for a final interview." Same job, same resume, different name. Malik agreed. The day of the interview, he walked into the same building. Same desk, same receptionist. "Name?" she asked brightly. "Michael Johnston." Her smile widened. "Welcome. They're expecting you." Water was offered. Coffee, too. A man came out smiling, hand extended. "Michael, great to finally meet you." The interview room was the same. So were the people. Their faces changed when Malik entered. Confusion. Recognition. Silence. The man cleared his throat. "There seems to be some kind of mistake." Malik sat down calmly. "No mistake," he said. "I'm Michael Johnston." The woman frowned. "But two interviewed before." "Yes," Malik said. "As Malik Johnson?" The air thickened. "Two, I wanted to understand something," Malik continued. "Why my ideas were strong last month, and suddenly not good enough the moment you saw me." No one spoke. The man finally said, "We don't appreciate being accused." "I didn't accuse," Malik said quietly. "I proved." He placed both resumes on the table. Identical, only the names were different. "I wanted this job," Malik said, "not because I needed it, but because I believed in the work. And I believed you believed in me until my face didn't match your expectations." Silence swallowed the room. Malik stood. "You loved my voice," he said. "Just not my face." He walked out. This time, no one stopped him. That evening, Malik posted his experience online. He didn't name the company. He didn't shout. He simply told the truth. By morning, the story had been shared thousands of times. People commented with their own stories. Screenshots. Proof. The company released a statement 2 days later. Malik didn't apply anywhere else for a while. He didn't need to. Because the world finally listened. And for the first time, it wasn't his name that made the difference. It was his truth. The messages didn't stop. Malik woke up to a phone vibrating non-stop on his nightstand. Notifications stacked over each other, emails, DMS, missed calls. For a moment, he thought something terrible had happened. Then he opened one message. "I thought I was the only one." Another said, "This is my life." Re-interview. Another. "Thank you for saying what we're always forced to swallow." Malik sat up slowly, scrolling. The post had crossed a line he hadn't expected. It was no longer just his story. It had become a mirror. People shared screenshots of rejection emails, identical resumes with different names, audio recordings, silent pauses, excuses that sounded polite but felt sharp. By noon, a journalist emailed him. By evening, 3 more did. Malik ignored them all. He wasn't ready to talk yet. That night, he walked through his neighborhood to clear his head. The air was cool, the streets quiet. As he passed a cafe, he noticed 2 people whispering and looking at their phones. One glanced up at him, then back down. He realized something unsettling. They recognized him. Not as Malik Johnson, as the man from the story. For the first time, He felt visible in a way that wasn't threatening or dismissive but exposed. The next day, the company released a longer statement. This one mentioned unconscious bias training and internal review. Comments flooded underneath. Some supportive, some defensive, some angry. Few said, "Race has nothing to do with it." Malik read those comments slowly. He'd heard them his whole life. His mother called that afternoon. "I saw everything," she said softly. "I didn't mean for it to get this big," Malik replied. She paused. Maybe it needed to. He didn't answer. 2 days later, a recruiter from another firm reached out. Her message was careful, polished. "We were deeply moved by your experience. If you're open to it, we'd love to talk." Malik stared at the screen. For the first time, he didn't feel excited. He felt tired. He replied politely, asked for time, didn't. That evening, he opened his laptop and reread his original resume. Every line was earned, every achievement real. Yet he wondered how many times it had been quietly dismissed before someone even reached the skills section. He remembered being a kid, raising his hand in class and being overlooked. Being told he was articulate, as if it were a surprise. Being asked where he was really from? None of it was loud enough to protest. All of it was loud enough to shape a life. A week later, Malik agreed to one interview. Not for a job, but for a conversation. A recorded discussion with a journalist who promised to let Malik speak without cutting or framing. The camera turned on the journalist, smiled. "Why did you post it?" Malik thought for a moment. "Because I was tired of doubting myself." The journalist leaned in. "What do you mean?" "For a long time," Malik said, "I thought maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I wasn't saying the right things. Maybe I needed to try harder. Changing my name showed me it wasn't about effort. It was about perception." The clip went viral. This time, Malik didn't read the comments. Instead, he received an email from someone unexpected. The woman from the interview panel. Her message was short. "I didn't realize what we were doing." "I'm sorry, Malik," read it twice. He didn't reply. Not because he was angry, but because apologies didn't change systems. A few days later, a university reached out asking Malik to speak to their graduating class. They wanted him to talk about resilience. He almost declined. Then he thought of all the students who would soon sit in interview rooms, smiling carefully, hoping their names didn't betray them. He agreed. On the day of the talk, Malik stood backstage, listening to the applause from the speaker before him. His hands were steady. When he walked out, the room quieted. He didn't start with his story. He started with a question. How many of you have ever felt like you had to prove you deserved to be here more than once? Hands rose, some hesitantly, some high. "I used to think success was about being undeniable," Malik said. "But I learned something. Even when you're undeniable, people can still deny you." The room stayed silent. "I didn't share my experience to shame anyone," he continued. "I shared it because silence protects the problem." After the talk, students lined up to speak with him. One young black woman said quietly, "I was going to change my name on my resume." Malik met her eyes. "Whatever you choose," he said, "make sure it's your choice, not fears." That night, Malik walked home alone, lighter and heavier at the same time. He still didn't have a new job, but he had something else. Clarity. Weeks passed. The attention faded slowly, the way it always does. But something underneath had shifted. Companies started auditing their hiring processes. Some sincerely, some performatively. Malik didn't involve himself. He received one final email that caught his attention. It was from a startup. Small. Diverse leadership. straightforward tone. "We won't pretend your story didn't influence us," the email said. "But we'd like to talk not because of it. Because of your work." Malik agreed. The interview was simple. Honest. No over-politeness. No sudden coldness. At the end, the interviewer said, "One last thing. Is there anything you want us to know?" Malik paused. "Yes," he said. "If you hire me, I won't just do the job. I'll question things. I'll push back. And I won't be quiet when something feels wrong." The interviewer smiled. "Good, we're tired of quiet." The offer came 2 days later. Malik accepted. On his first day, as he walked into the office, he felt something unfamiliar. He didn't feel like he had to shrink. He didn't feel like he had to perform. He felt allowed. That evening, he updated his resume one last time. Same experience. Same skills. Same name. Malik Johnson. And this time, it wasn't a liability. It was just his name.